There are several different ways to create primitives inside Maya, and you can think of primitives as simple objects that you might create, and all of these ways are actually very easy to do. First, you'll notice we have a Create menu up here in the main menu bar. I can click on Create, scroll down to either NURBS, polygons, or subdivisional primitives. So I'll just go to Polygon Primitives and over to Sphere. Now you'll notice the first time a primitive shows up in your scene, it's going to be set in wireframe. This is if you have a very new scene. You can set this to shaded mode by hitting the number 5. If you'd like to switch back to wireframe, just hit the number 4 and then back to 5. So the second way we'll create this polygon sphere is by using our tabs here in the shelf menu. You'll notice I have the Polygon tab selected, and on my first button here we can create a polygon primitive sphere. You can also see the different polygon primitive spheres that we can create in our scene. We can go back to the Create menu, scroll down to Polygon Primitive, and back over to Sphere. And you notice that there's a little cube next to the word Sphere. This is the option box. If I click on that, we'll get some initial options, which we can then change. This sphere will have a radius of 1 unit, and will have 20 subdivisions around the axes and 20 subdivisions along the height. You can make any changes right now. So let's just go ahead and make a very different sphere, something with 11 and 5 subdivisions, and then I'll hit apply. If we take a look at this new sphere we've created, it's obviously very different than the original. In case these settings get changed by another user or you forget that you have already changed them, you can go back into this menu by simply going up to Create, Polygon Primitive, Sphere, Option Box, and then we can reset this. So we'll go Edit, Reset Settings, and you notice we get our initial settings back of 20 and 20. So if I hit Apply, you can see we got our original sphere back. So again, there are several different ways to create these primitives. We have our Create menu, NURBS, Polygons, SubDs, and they're all created pretty much the same way, but you notice there are no initial options for subdivisional primitives. And then in our menu tabs here we have polygons, surfaces, and subdivisions. And simply by clicking on the appropriate icon, we can get the surface that we're working with. Now we'll go into great detail later on in different tutorials as to the differences between these primitives. I just wanted to show you for a moment how they can be easily created.